Former Justice Department Attorney Hans Von Spakovsky. Very good to have you, sir. Thanks for taking the time.
Hi, Neil.
What is the procedure here? Again, everyone seems to be looking right now at this George Papadopoulos, since he has already pled guilty to the charge of lying to, I guess in this case, the FBI, and whether he could be feeding information or have been wired and trying to draw in other players. What do you think?
Well, look, if you read the plea agreement and the other statement of the facts of what he did that was filed with the court, none of the underlying behavior was illegal. There was no violation of federal law. In fact, look, he was charged and pled guilty to lying about what he was doing, his campaign activities, to federal investigators. If he had actually told them the truth, he wouldn't be in federal court and he wouldn't have any problems, because...
But what did he lie about exactly? This is where I'm a little confused. What did he lie about? That he met with Russians at all?
Well, what he lied about was apparently the timing related to meeting with officials. For example, a London professor who said he had other contacts with Russians who could potentially set up a meeting with the campaign and perhaps Vladimir Putin. And at one point, there was someone there who said they might have dirt on Hillary Clinton. None of those meetings that he had are illegal. Neither is trying to set up a meeting between a candidate and a foreign official. There's nothing unusual about that. He was one of their foreign policy volunteers, obviously, to give advice on foreign policy. He's going to be keeping up contacts with foreign individuals. None of that's illegal. If he had simply told the truth to the FBI, he wouldn't have any problems.
Interesting. Now, a lot of it goes back to this meeting he had at the Trump Tower in June of 2016, that there could have been other meetings since. But again, to your point, what would be the big deal if he did? Proving collusion is a whole nother hurdle, is it not?
Yeah, that's right. And let's not forget, in the statement that was filed, it said that he was offered supposed dirt on Hillary Clinton. Apparently that never came in. On the other hand, the Hillary Clinton campaign and the DNC actually paid an opposition researcher who hired a foreign agent to try to create this phony dossier with dirt on the president. A very different circumstance.
All right. In the Manafort and Gates situation, of course, Gates was a financial lieutenant, what have you. I mean, that is a different thing that seems to look into financial improprieties and the like, much of them predate even his association, that is Manafort's, with Donald Trump, although some is concurrent to joining the campaign. I don't know how much. So how big a deal will that be? How much, when you talk about, serving up some others to reduce potential jail time or other charges, where do you think that one's going?
Well, it's very important for everyone to note that indictment, there's absolutely nothing in there whatsoever talking about the Trump campaign. It all has to do with Manafort's activities when he was working for the Ukrainian government long before his brief stint with the Trump campaign. So unless there's some big surprise we don't know about, unless there's some kind of information that Manafort has about the Trump campaign that hasn't come out yet, that indictment, while it's serious trouble for Manafort, has absolutely nothing to do with and produces no evidence of any collusion with the Russians.
All right, so Hans, one last dumb question for you. You've been very patient. Then a lot of the thing with Watergate was the cover-up or the appearance of obstructing justice. I mean, that might be another area that they try to sort of, hook in other Trump administration officials, for all I know, going all the way up to the president, whether he or they did anything untoward that would get in the way of an investigation or enlightenment or getting word out there. What do you think?
Well, in fact, that's a saying in Washington, the cover-up is often worse than the supposed crime. And that's certainly the case with Papadopoulos. Like I said, the activities engaged in were perfectly legitimate. He just should have told the truth about it and he wouldn't be in trouble.
All right, but anything that the president has done or reportedly done that you think would be looked at, even when it comes to Manafort or any of these other guys, that would hint of, all right, go easy on General Flynn or any of the stuff that you've heard about, that would look improper to you?
No, I haven't seen anything. There certainly isn't any information or evidence of any kind of obstruction of justice. That just doesn't exist so far.